to episode 4 of That Metal Podcast. I'm Wolfman Dave. And by my side, as always, is Bentley Skins.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Oh, yeah. How's it going, motherfuckers?
It's going, dude. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good, man. Just jamming the fuck out and traveling, actually. This past weekend, I've been... went down to Midland.
Oh, snaps. I heard about that.
Oh, it's a nice town. Went for a wedding.
Right.
Got drunk and danced a lot. And it's weird because I'm not even a dancer, dude. I don't fucking dance for shit. I can play and I could make people dance with the music, but when you get me behind and out on the floor, my nerves fucking just shoot up and I can't even fucking move. I don't have any groove anymore. It's like all gone.
Alcohol fixes everything, I guess, huh?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why I was taking like a good... I think, oh man, we took a lot of tequila shots that night. I think we did. I'm more than positive we took more than 8.
Holy
shots.
crap.
Yeah, it was...
That's a lot.
It was fun. It was a lot. It was a lot, yeah.
That's great.
But it was good. It was good. And you? What'd you do this weekend?
Actually, nothing. I'm just getting ready for work. The school year starts Wednesday. Stayed in. Went to the movies, actually, so not really stay in. Saw the new Unfriended movie. Pretty cool. Can't complain.
Unfriended movie? I've never seen that.
The Dark Web. It's called Unfriended, The Dark Web. It's pretty cool. It's like... I recommend it. It's
cool.
Totally different because it's not filmed like an actual movie. It's filmed like this, like like Skype. The whole thing is in Skype, pretty much.
That's badass.
It's really interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not the best movie, but hey, man, for for $10, it wasn't bad. It was fine.
That's cool.
Yeah, third. Yes, sir.
So, what have you been listening to lately?
As of late, actually, I would say that it's been a little bit different. Of course, I'm always listening to Katatonia, and just recently...
You can't go wrong with those guys.
Just recently, I started listening to a lot of... some of their live performances.
Dude, you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
But Katatonia fucking does great at playing live. They sound just like their fucking album, dude, and it's so badass.
Well, when
we went to go see them off, dude, it was fucking amazing. I had a great time.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite I think live shows that I've gone to in a long time. And actually, what's funny, dude, is I found a YouTube video. Somebody recorded that show that we were at.
No
and
way.
I think during one of the songs, you could hear me screaming, "Fuck yeah!"
I gotta check that out, dude.
I'll show it to you, man. It's pretty hilarious. And the guy's up front. We weren't that far from the front either, So I'm pretty sure it was me, because I'm the only dumbass that yells that. Also, I've been listening to... I know it's just gonna sound really fucking weird, but I've been listening to this rap group called Necro. And it's this
Rap?
one dude. Mm-hmm. But what's
That's
cool
cool.
about this guy
I can
is
dig
like
that.
he sounds super old school. Reminds me of like old school Wu-Tang Clan. But I love the cover art, because the cover art is super like 80s thrash and like death metal covers, very colorful.
Fuck yeah.
And it reminds me a lot of like the band Death, of their album covers with like Leprosy and Spiritual Healing and stuff like that. So I really, really, really liked those covers from Necro. Plus, it's pretty good rap. Besides from that, I've been listening to a lot of rock, Spanish rock en español.
Fuck yeah.
Maná, Ángeles del Infierno, stuff like Mago de Oz. It's pretty good stuff, man. I know that we went a ways with Maná back in the day.
Oh, dude,
that was just
had a lot of good nights with that shit.
It was just fun, dancing, background music, have a good time, have some beers.
Of course, especially
relax.
when I'm holding you in my arms and we were dancing. Oh man, your muscles against my chest.
Yeah, there's and then you put me down. We just it was pretty fun. Yeah, That was
it was fun. I had a great time.
Good old days. What about you? What have you been listening to?
Dude, I've been listening to a lot of different shit. I'm actually surprised that you said Spanish rock. First off, because I was on the road, I had a lot of fucking music time, and I was driving. So when I drive, that's whatever music I want. And I'm actually surprised that my wife and my sister-in-law did not bitch at all. Amanda, I know she wouldn't bitch. She likes metal, whatever. She'll stand up to it. Like it. But her sister, I'm surprised she didn't bitch one bit. It's actually pretty cool. So I got to listen to a lot of stuff, and I found some bands that I found a couple of bands that I'd never heard before. And the first one is, I'm going to fucking butcher the way this name is.
Lay it on me.
And just help me out. Angelus Apartida.
Yeah, Angelus Apartida.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah.
And then, I came across them actually listening to another band that I found. And I'm actually going to do those as a recommendation, so I'll save that for later. Okay. But I came across these guys, and they were just... I love their sound. They're fucking heavy as fuck and thrashy.
Yeah.
The drummer... I'm really, really, really fucking impressed with that drummer, man. He can fucking play. He is the backbone. Every drummer to every band is the backbone. The main backbone, the bass and the drummer. But this guy just has it.
No, exactly.
He's going to be an up-and-coming drummer that needs to be listened to and heard out because he's amazing. He's badass. He holds his ground really well.
Yeah. I you showed him to me, and I was like, this is really cool. I liked it. And I thought it was funny, though, because the comparison that I was telling you, the guy's vocals. He sounds like if Obituary and AC/DC fucked and they had a baby. That would be like the vocalist for these guys. Like, it's pretty cool, man. I like his vocal style.
It's weird. It's different because it kind of fits the music, but at the same time it doesn't. So it's kind of takes a while to get used to, but once you're used to it, it settles pretty well.
I mean, it sounds like it could go with like death metal as well, you know?
Yeah. And their fucking riffs are heavy. The harmonies, the guitar harmonies that they do. I mean, and I saw them do a live performance.
Yeah.
And just like Katatonia, they sound just like their fucking album. They do the licks just on point. They are tight together as a band, as a unit. And I really dig them from every aspect of this band. I definitely also recommend listening to these guys. They're fucking awesome. And then also, I had to, I don't know, for some odd reason, I've been wanting, I heard the song.
Yeah.
And it actually just popped in my head, and I was like, I have to listen to this band again, and I haven't heard this band since fucking forever. Sonata Arctica, man.
Oh, of course.
I haven't listened to that band in fucking forever, and for some odd reason, Dana popped in my head.
I believe it's a letter to Dana. I'm not sure.
Letter to Dana, yeah.
I believe that's what it's called. I mean, I could
Letter to Dana. It is Letter to Dana.
Yeah.
I think. Anyways, it popped in my head. I was singing it, and then I had to go listen to it, and I've been listening to that fucking album nonstop. It's a pretty badass album.
We used to have those sing-alongs with Ernest back the guys.
With Replica.
With, dude, all the songs. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, those are the good old days, too, man.
Those were the good old days.
Just get trashed. Not just kidding. We didn't
trashed. No.
Ernest,
we did.
No, you would fall asleep. And Ernest
I'd fall asleep. Ernest would walk off and wander off into the desert.
Yeah, he'd just take
and then you would just sit there and munch out on your fucking cheese and wieners.
I'm just gonna wait for everybody to come home. You know, just like that's
yeah.
it.
You wait for us all. I end up waking up, and Ernest would find his way back home, and we'd just fucking eat and continue.
Yeah. So today, guess what?
What?
We have an interesting podcast. This one would be, I think, I think it's interesting because it's a little bit more of, I think, bands that are underappreciated, that people already know about them. Of course, it's not that they're not unknowns or anything, but it deals more with like people maybe not appreciating them or listening to as much, or maybe forgetting about them or something. So underrated, possibly underappreciated, possibly, right?
Yeah, I can dig that. Underrated and underappreciated, definitely. A lot of these bands that... There's a lot of bands out there that are underrated and unappreciated. We could sit here for fucking hours and talk about that, but I think we had to limit it down and do like a top 5. I know we could do more than that, though.
For sure. I mean, there's countless bands, but yeah, like we said, we don't have time for that. So
ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. So, should I go first? Do you want to go first?
You're the maestro. Go first, bro.
All right. Well, the first band I'm going to go with that I feel is really underrated is Iced Earth. These guys came out. Well, they were formed in '84. John Schaefer is like the mastermind of these guys, and you know he's got a revolving door of vocalists coming in and out. You've had guys like Matt Barlow, Ripper Owens sang for him at one point.
No way.
And Stu Block. Stu Block comes from Into Eternity, and he's their most recent vocalist. And I actually got to see them in Phoenix during spring break.
Nice.
Yeah, that was killer. A very amazing performance. But I kind of feel like Iced Earth has this super, like, chugging, badass, heavy guitar riffs with amazing vocals. And it's like they kind of cross the line between power metal and traditional metal. They're like in between. And with, you know, always have great musicians. They've had... but so I really do feel that these guys are one of the most underappreciated bands out there, and all they do is just travel, tour. They're always touring, man. You know,
that's cool.
What's crazy about them is a lot of times they tour outside the States. You know, so my first pick, and of course these picks are not in any specific order, by the way. That's just how I'm coming out with them.
Yeah.
So, how about you?
That's a good pick, first of all. I really enjoyed listening to Iced Earth. They're just fucking phenomenal.
By the way, real quick, we also had sing-alongs with them, too.
Yeah, we had a lot of sing-alongs with those motherfuckers.
With
a lot of good times.
Something Wicked This Week comes, that album, specifically.
We should do a sing-along podcast.
The whole thing.
Nothing but sing-alongs.
Nothing but sing-alongs, get drunk and stuff.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna write that down for the notes.
Yeah, next podcast. Mine first one is going to be Orphaned Land. You got me into these guys, and I believe they're just really underappreciated because of, you know, where they come from and, you know, what they sing about, and I think especially from where they come from, their background.
For sure.
You know, I don't think a lot of people, especially here in the States, don't give them the chance just because of that, and I think that's really wrong.
I think so too.
And they're just a great band. When we saw them live here in Austin,
great guys.
They fucking blew my fucking mind, dude. They could fucking wail.
Yeah. Israeli Slash, the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was fucking great.
Yeah, Israeli Slash.
He was fucking great. He had everything to the
that
hair.
bass player, dude, he was fucking going nuts, man. He was kind of looked like Rex Brown, too.
Yeah.
A more withered Rex Brown, but yeah, dude, they're fucking badass, man.
He's the man, dude. The bass player's the one that keeps it together, dude. But you know what's funny about that is that I hardly ever really do anything like where they like clap or jump or they ask you to do shit like that, you know. I'm like, that's dumb, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it with certain bands.
You don't like participating,
right? And with these guys, I'm like, how high do you want me to jump? Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Because I was clapping, I was dancing. Kobe,
they can get you to move.
Fuck yeah, Kobe is just fucking charismatic, dude, and he's just like getting you to, and then he's dancing and he's having a great time. You just can't help it. You're just like, fuck, I'm gonna do it too, man. So I really like that when we saw them, they had just a wonderful sound. And that girl, the belly dancer, hot damn.
Oh, dude, she fucking was hot until she smiled.
Yeah,
but other than that, she was hot. Snaggletooth fucking city in that mouth.
It happens.
It's all right. I don't have pretty teeth.
Yeah, me neither. It's all right.
I got a good tongue though. What?
Oh, snaps.
Just kidding. No, I don't.
All right. Well, my next pick is, again, I can't stop talking about, is Thin Lizzy, of course.
They're gonna be on your list all the time, huh?
Probably for everything.
For everything.
For everything.
They're definitely not underappreciated with you.
That's for sure. I think to me they're very special just because they started doing the double guitar attack in '74. I think at that time Judas Priest got on that. Eventually Maiden started doing that, Def Leppard started doing that. But they're one of the pioneering bands, I believe, that started using twin guitars. And then you have Phil Lynott. He's the singer, bass player, who's black, Irish, had a lot going for him, And unfortunately was huge on drugs, and eventually that's what took his life, is just his body just gave up because he had abused so much,
Oh yeah.
But eventually they did have Gary Moore, guitarist, at one point. He passed away recently. Then he's had John Sykes. John Sykes went on to move into Whitesnake, among other groups. For those who still like Thin Lizzy and want to hear a continuation of them, there is ex-members who, instead of continuing with the name Thin Lizzy, went on and created the Black Star Riders, and that's a continuation of Thin Lizzy. Technically, that's what they are, and
that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, so they're called the Black Star Riders, which I completely fucking recommend to listen to, because the singer they got sounds eerily like Phil from Thin Lizzy.
Dude, I think that's the way to go. They still got together. They still kind of kept it going, but they changed the name.
Yeah, yeah. You're being respectful, and at the same time, following in the footsteps and keeping in that spirit. I think that's great.
Right. That's a good pick. I like that.
Mm-hmm. What's your pick?
My next pick is Testament. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree and say, "Oh no, they're appreciated." They are, but I don't think they get the appreciation that they need. They don't.
I don't think so either.
In my eyes, they're better than Megadeth, and I know you're gonna disagree with that.
Oh, of course.
They're fucking badass. I love Testament. His vocals just fucking move me. They're so powerful. He doesn't even need a mic. He could fucking make his voice go all the way to the back of the room and make you feel what he's trying to fucking say. You know, it's just as powerful as any instrument on that stage. And they just have really heavy fucking songs. And I like how he incorporates his background of his religion into it, the Native American background, into it. You don't hear that in a lot of metal. I mean, Native American style. I mean, you hear Vikings and all of this other stuff, but Native American kind of, you don't hear that anymore.
Yeah, it's never.
And and that he brought that out and is doing it. I think that is fucking badass.
Yeah, I think one thing I want to point out is I think it's in a very special situation where at one point he had cancer, the late 90s, early 2000s, something that, I think in that time frame. It was the same time that Chuck Schuldiner from Death also had his cancer. And there were all the bands, these people, I think even Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters, they were all doing benefit shows and selling things to try to get money for treatment for treatment and for fees for both Chucks. And so what ended up being crazy is Chuck from Testament, being Native American himself, he went to this shaman who said that, come to me and I'll take care of you. Did some sort of ritual on him, and supposedly he puked up this black gunk, and he said that he knew that he was cured. He didn't have cancer anymore. They did a follow-up.
That's fucking amazing.
They did a follow-up for sure, and it was gone. I mean, I think that's incredible.
That is incredible.
I don't know how that happened, but I'm all for it. I wish he would have taken fucking the other Chuck from Death, taking him too. But anyways, I think that's a great pick. I definitely agree they're underappreciated. I mean, they really need to extend the big four to the big five or the big six. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they need to be on that shit.
Yeah, for sure. Good pick, dude. All right, so my next pick, I think it's going to be. I'm not sure if you've heard them or introduced you in the past, but my next pick for sure, I think, is incredibly underappreciated, underrated. Is Savatage. It's Savatage, and to me, those guys are, possibly one of the first guys to do this weird power metal type thing going on in the early 80s with the album Sirens. They had so many good albums, but specifically the ones that I really enjoy are 1989 Gutter Ballet and 1990 Streets rock opera. Because they really started to get into their music and how they really evolved, and like this is what they wanted to do. So there's a lot of piano. John Oliva is amazing. John Oliva is the singer. He plays keyboards. He plays other instruments, and in fact, he kind of he had his hand in creating the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Also, if you listen to the album '95 album, Dead Winter Dead, there's the original of Christmas Eve Sarajevo, which is also a favorite of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. But yeah, if you like a lot of, to me, this is like, I don't know, super melodic, a little bit progressive, a little bit. Amazing vocals, super high. He sounds at times like he's a smoker, like for sure he smokes. He sounds great. Other bands, if you want to listen to, I recommend from him, John Oliva's Pain, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, obviously, Dr. Butcher is good. Those are all, John Oliva had his hand in all that, all those.
Nice pick. And I don't think I've ever heard of him, so I gotta go check him out and listen to him.
I'll make you a playlist, dude. I'll send it to you.
I like playlist.
You're next.
I'm a playlist kind of guy. Next is it's kind of on the fence. Motorhead. I really think I know they're not underappreciated, but I still feel that they are. I just love the band. I love Lemmy. He's a fucking badass.
I love Lemmy too.
So
yeah,
he's just a fucking awesome dude. I never met him, but I'm sure he's a great person, and the rest of his brothers in the band are the same. I just love them. I think they need to be on the list all the time. They're like they're my Thin Lizzy, or your Thin Lizzy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, yeah, I mean, Lemmy's a freaking sweetheart. Everybody knew him. That knew he was. He had this tough guy. This like urban. There's almost this cowboy, modern cowboy thing going on.
Yeah.
But he's amazing. I think they were always the underdog. Not, so for sure, I think in that way, yes. But yeah, I love the documentary. What was it? 51% motherfucker, 49% son of a bitch. I think that's what it was. Something like that. Beautiful tagline. I loved it.
Yeah.
So,
I like how he started. He was a roadie.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
That's fucking badass. He was a roadie and he was in bands and he actually made it his dream and that's what he wanted to do and he did it.
Right. I mean, shit. Talk about working your way up, huh? I mean, he really did.
Yeah, from the bottom.
Yeah, the right way. That's pretty cool. All right. Well,
what's yours?
My next pick, and again, it's like within Lizzy as always, Twisted Sister. And many of you guys that know me know that I'm always about Twisted Sister, dude. Because I feel like they really, really, really helped out and fought the PMRC in '85 with Frank Zappa and Dee Snider and John Denver. You know, they were being accused of certain things and ended up being, you know, misinterpretation of their lyrics. Ultimately, that's what it was. You know, you can't just say, "Oh, these lyrics mean this," and then try to bring down the band. You know what I mean? That's just not the way it works. I'm sorry.
No.
And
I don't think it was a misinterpretation, honestly. I think they were just being fucking assholes.
Well,
because they didn't like it, they didn't like what they looked like, they didn't like anything about it, so they're just gonna fucking try to attack and hit anywhere they can.
That's also a possibility. I mean, it could have been that was their stance on it, because that's what they were talking about. The group, Tipper Gore and Al Gore, they were all talking about that. But I think maybe, you know, like the bands, like John Denver, Dee Snider, they were saying, "Nah, you got us all wrong. This is not at all what our music is about, or what it represents." And there's like, here, this is what it's about. You know, so they were fixing it. They were there, and it's actually because there was only 3 artists who went to that meeting, which I thought was very interesting. So, you know, Dee Snider for fucking metal and rock and roll, he carried the flag for all of us. You know,
he fucking laid it on him.
So yeah, big time. That's why I always appreciate him for that. You know, yeah, man, they've got those hits that everybody knows. We're not going to take it and whatever. But they have a fuckload of other songs that are really fucking heavy. That
they do.
You come to me and I'll show you. And I mean, people are like, "Oh, they suck." No, they're not. They're the heaviest of the group. You know, of the supposed glam. You know, they weren't even fucking glam. They were metal, dude.
They had the glam, you know, style,
the element,
you know, dressed.
Yeah, but that was it.
But that was about it. No, that was it. And Dee Snider's a fucking badass. I like, he did some movies, and then he's actually just released a new album, right?
Yep.
Is it good? I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I think he's wanting to do what Halford did with Resurrection and Crucible, and it came out okay. I believe if we had to rate it, I'd probably give it 3 metal horns out of 5. If I had it rated, because it's a pretty decent album. The only problem I had was Jamie Jasta did most of the writing. Someone else did most of the writing, and Jamie Jasta's from Hatebreed. It's called For the Love of Metal.
Play us a sample.
Yeah. I can't right now. But yeah, I think if you're looking for if you're like me, because I can't listen anymore to Twisted Sister, they've disbanded since AJ Perro, since he died. Then this is a great continuation. So I'd recommend it to anybody who likes Twisted Sister and you like Dee Snider. Check it out. It's pretty good. It's a little bit more metal. So I'd recommend it. What's your next pick?
My next pick, Amon Amarth, man. Those guys are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I think they did a big game change in metal, and I don't think they are appreciated like they should be in my eyes. I love every album, every song.
Right.
what he talks about. You know, what my favorite is just his passion that goes into the fucking lyrics, because you can hear it, and you don't even have to listen to it and hear him sing, and you could read it and you could feel what he's saying. You know, I mean, of course, it's it's not. I'm not going to say fairy tale because it's not, because it actually happened. But that's his background. That's where they came from, and they fucking lived it. You know, at one point.
Yeah. And
that's what I love about it. It's true.
Yeah, I think that's one thing about Amon Amarth is, you know, they've been playing for so many years. They're the ones I heard on that metal sampler back in the day, you know. But they've been playing for years that, you know, just recently, I think within the past 5 years, I think they're barely starting to really make money, to really, not, go on tours and not even break even, but go on tours and now actually finally making some money. So I'm really happy for them, and they've come a long ways. But I would definitely agree that they're underrated. And then they kind of cross barriers of music. If you like death metal, if you like, melodic, if you like Viking stuff, if you like just a little bit of black metal going on, the early stuff. If you like any of that stuff, perfect. And his vocals are fucking incredible.
I like how he can fucking hit that growl, dude, every single fucking time. Fucking badass. I mean, you don't hear that.
I've never heard a growl where it sounds chunky, and his sounds chunky. It's so good,
I think it beats Michael's from Opeth's.
Yes. Well, they're out there for sure. Michael, and now it does, because he doesn't
growl wise.
He doesn't do it anymore, so
no, exactly.
So, yeah.
But yeah, dude, I mean, it's funny. Like, if you were to hear Michael's and then Amon Amarth, it would be like, oh shit. If Michael's probably go running.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's funny, dude. It's like, and then also like Johan's is like fucking. His sounds creepy and scary,
Yeah, dude. It's fucking. I wouldn't want to go into battle against that motherfucker at all.
Yeah.
Just on his vocals alone, and not to say he's a huge motherfucker too.
Yeah, I like his beard. I could.
Yeah, his beard is fucking badass.
I want to grow mine.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
Mine as big as his, and take a picture with him. And then. Yeah, right. No, he won't. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, he will. You can braid them together.
Well, that'd be great. So, I think we have. I'm down to my last one.
Yeah.
Sort of. This one for sure is, I think, one of the ultimate, I think, underrated bands, and it's Anvil.
Yeah.
And, I heard Anvil back in, I don't know when, but I heard their 96 album, Plugged and Permanent, and I heard the song Dr. Kevorkian, and I was like, this is fucking badass. Who's this? It was pretty fucking heavy, and it didn't. I mean, it was heavy, kind of thrashy, but super heavy, a little death metal-y. And then later on, they came back and they had the documentary, The Story of Anvil, in 2008, and I think that's what brought these guys back, man. I mean, it made them relevant again, and I had never seen a documentary where, like, you see the guy lips is like a fucking teddy bear, when they go and record, they're going to record, and towards like later on in the documentary, and the drummer Rob, he's like accusing him. He's like, "You're not trying anymore. You don't got it. You don't got it. And then Lips is like all heartbroken. He's like his big ass lips are all like shivering and quivering. Like, how dare you accusing me of that? How dare you? And it's like, oh my God, they're having a crisis, and he's crying, and you're like, the producer Chris T, he's like, what's going on? He's crying, everyone's crying, and they get it all fixed, they hug it out, and they write a kick-ass record. They have 16 albums, dude.
Damn.
They have written 16 fucking albums, and I think the most incredible part was, I don't know, this is the dedication that Lips Kudlow, the dedication that he had in early 80s, like 82, 81. Lemmy offered him a spot to replace Fast Eddie Clarke on guitars, and Lips said no. And
wow.
He had a chance of really breaking out and doing something else. I don't know why he said no, but I think you can tell his dedication was to Anvil, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Also, I think they're one of those bands that were incredibly mismanaged. They didn't know what to do with these guys. Whoever was managing them were fucking
didn't do a good job.
They're idiots, dude. They didn't know what they had. They didn't know the product that they had. They didn't know how to sell this product. They didn't know, So they were one of the sad stories, I think, in metal. But now their career has resurrected, so I don't see anything wrong anymore.
Right, but they could have had it a lot more back then.
Oh, dude, they could have been bigger than, I don't know, but they could have been a huge band way back when.
Yeah, I agree. I concur.
You got yours?
Yeah. I was looking through this. All right. Yeah, here we go. So, my last and final pick. Actually, you have him on your wall in the background. Mr. Heavy Devi himself. Devin Townsend Project.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like you said it once before, don't think he's heavy at all, and this and that. I disagree with that. He's very heavy. All their music is fucking heavy as shit. I mean, the guitar work that he does, every member in the band, they just know how to work together, and I think they're very, very underrated, unappreciated. They're a fucking badass band, and he's a fucking nerd, dude. He's fucking looks like this big alien on stage, but he's cool, man. He has some good, his vocals to me are fucking amazing. The range that this motherfucker can go.
Yeah.
He from growling to fucking singing opera style,
Yeah,
that's fucking badass, dude. It's a good range.
I think
he takes care of his vocals.
I think what's great about Devin is that he has this strange, he's kind of quirky, he's kind of dorky, and he knows it, and he embraces this nerdum and whatnot, and that's what I like about him. I mean, see him.
Well, that's what makes him who he is. I think that's awesome. That's I like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ziltoid, he's got, his. But for me, definitely one of the top 5 vocalists in metal right now, I think. He's a fucking genius producer. I know he's done Lamb of God. I know he's done Soilwork. He's produced many, 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 many metal albums. So he's been around the block, And when he's tired of music, if he's tired of playing live and doing music, shit, he could just go back into the studio and get people coming in and out to record, and that's it,
But he has songs in his fucking repertoire or in his fucking hard drive fucking stacked away to where he really doesn't have to write anymore if you really think about it.
Probably not, but I know that
I'm sure he has a fuckload.
I know he gets bored of doing certain things, so if he gets bored, he's just gonna write something different. Like right now, he's doing something different. Probably come out early next year, I think, his new project. And then he actually had a GoFundMe account or some sort of Kickstarter account thing for a Broadway performance for penises and vaginas. So and he like met that like 300-400%, I believe. I don't know for sure. He has the fundage now to do this opera or performance, Broadway performance that he wants to do.
Wow!
So I can't. Wait.
I'm looking forward to that now.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I wonder, probably the next couple of years, I'd say he's gonna set that up.
Fuck yeah!
Excellent pick. I think all your picks are really good.
Your picks are good.
I have one thing to add.
No, you can't do it. Nope, I'm not gonna allow it.
I veto your veto.
All right, lay it on me.
One thing I need to add is I think the ultimate underrated band, Megadeth. This is a wild card pick, but I do think that they're fucking for sure underrated, man. Because
they are, just because of
Metallica.
I think because exactly.
They're always
You're going right where I was going.
Overshadowed by
this,
this band. It's like Metallica has. I think they're still writing the Black Album's coattails. That's all they're doing. They're lifting off that album, dude.
Nothing good after that came out.
Because we know
maybe the garage, the covers and stuff, but covers. Even that.
And then St. Anger sucked.
Dick.
Death Magnetic was pathetic. The newest one, I don't even fucking remember the name, but the newest one was decent because you can see Kirk Hammett trying to learn how to play guitar again. Like he's like they're like, oh my god, did you guys know about melodies? Did you know that there's such a thing as melodies? And they're like, yeah, that's harmonized. They're barely getting into that shit. When you go back to Megadeth, they've been doing that shit forever. And I mean, it's obvious to me that Megadeth are superior musicians by far. But it's like you going to Abercrombie Finch and buying a fucking black T-shirt for $55. Well, guess what? I'm gonna go to Target and Walmart and buy that shit for $6. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. But anyways, I do think...
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I do think Megadeth is underappreciated. I know I went over my picks, but you know what? Fuck it. I just wanted to...
No, that's a good pick.
Make a breath.
I allow it now.
You allow it. Dave Mustaine. Muchas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias.
He'd be very happy to hear you.
Fucking, that guy's funny, man.
And then he'll probably kick you out. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. What are you doing back here?
Hello, me. Just tell him that.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've come down to our last segment, which is our album recommendations.
Recommendations.
So I know you have one that you're telling me about that you kept it under wraps. So what's up, Buttercup?
Under wraps? Well, I'll start from the beginning. The first one, they're a good band. It's different. Well, not really different, but they only have 2 albums. So I think they're an up-and-coming band that's definitely writing more stuff, and they're going to be coming out a lot more. The name is kind of weird, but cool. Motor Owl. I don't know if you heard of them.
Yeah, I already heard them. Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yes.
It's fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
Had some good... I like the organs that they put in there.
Yeah.
And worked in there. I think it was really good stuff that they did. So I recommend that a lot. Their newest album. Fuck.
You know what? Also, I believe that Dan Swano produced that album too.
Did he?
I believe so.
Fuck yeah.
And
it's a good album, man.
For all you guys that don't know Dan Swano, shame on fucking you. You need to know who the fuck Dan Swano is. Look him up. Legendary metalhead and music producer, musician. Had at one point probably 40 plus bands in his entire career. Anyways, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the name of the album is Atlas. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, the new one.
Yep. Really good good shit. 7-song. Censure Media They're with Century Media, so they, like I said, they only have 2 albums. I was trying to look for their bio so I could read it and get more information on them, because this is the first that I heard them, and I haven't found it. Then again, I haven't gone online and looked. I'm looking over here on my on my Apple Music. That's where I get all my information. I love Apple Music.
Yeah, I know.
If you have an Apple iPhone, then use it. If not, then fuck off.
Yeah, it's great for that. I mean, it's good for that. I love that I can find all this obscure shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. They have a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
My second pick recommendation is Between the Buried and Me.
Good choice.
They are fucking weird, but it's a good weird. I like it. It's actually going to take a while for it to grow on to me. I don't think I could listen to it all the way through, which I did actually. I listened to it, and they're good. But it's, I mean, it's not your traditional metal. It's not your traditional heavy metal, black metal, whatever. It's just straight up fucking weird, and I like it.
Yeah. Super progressive, mathematically, like super tight. They have their they know how to play.
Yeah, and I didn't listen. I've heard them plenty of fucking different times.
Yeah.
But I never listened to them, and this is where I fucked up, because I judged the book by its cover, and I always say don't do that,
right.
And I did it, and I kick myself in the ass now. Because I thought it was going to be some kind of bullshit just by the name. I thought it was going to be some kind of bullshit, and it's not. It's not.
Yeah, they don't have the the greatest name, I believe. But yeah, they're a great band. I personally would listen to Colors. The album Colors. It's outstanding. That's, I think, where I first heard them going fucking apeshit, going crazy. And then they just progressed from there. So, yeah, no, you're right. It's a good pick. Good recommendation.
Thank you. Well, what about you?
All right, I got a couple of, I guess, 2 different ones that are weird. The first one is Hällas. Hallas. Okay.
Hällas.
Hällas.
Holla.
Yes, sir. Hallas. And the album is called, let me see. The album is called Excerpts from a Future Past. I think it's their only one, to be honest with you. And
so they're new?
Yes. From my understanding, they are. And this is the closest that I can describe it, dude. It's if Thin Lizzy, Iron Maiden, and Uriah Heep had a threesome, and they fucked and had a baby, this is how it would sound like. So
wow,
super. There are a lot of organs. You get a lot of nice harmonizing guitars. That's what reminds me of Iron Maiden. Also, like Thin Lizzy. Great vocals. Reminds me of early 70s rock, like Uriah Heep. This is really good. Totally recommend them. So, Hällas, Hallas. That's how you spell it.
Don't recommend it to Robbie. I don't think he'll like it.
Yeah, I won't. And then the next band is called Control Denied. This is Chuck Schuldner's side project before he passed. This is progressive death metal, I would say. Progressive, very melodic, incredible bass player. Obviously, it's Steve DeGorgio. So you have Richard Christie on the drums, you have Steve DeGorgio, you have Chuck. The singer actually is Tim Amir. Interestingly enough, Tim Amir is also a singer for this band called Pharaoh. And guess who the guitarist for Pharaoh is?
Who?
The guitarist for Dawnbringer.
No way.
Yeah. So we have this sort of metal circle coming around within the scene here in the U.S. The Soikel jokes. So so I think that that album, Control Denied, it's called The Fragile Art of Existence. It's their only one. There are rumors of a second album, but I don't think it's going to happen either, because I think Chuck's mom doesn't want to let it happen. So there's a lot of legalities that they need to take care of, but I don't think it's going to happen anyways. I think I'm done with my picks. How about you?
Yeah, I'm done with my picks too.
Okay. Do you have any
pluggies?
Plugs, shout outs?
Nope.
I don't have any plugs or shout outs either. So, just a reminder, we have our next episode called Overrated Bands coming up soon. Keep an ear out for it. And as always, metal for passion, not for fashion.
Boom.